how are you? My name's Conor. You are watching ThrivingMinimalist.com. Today, I want to tell you a story about how I got so many chigger bites all over my body, man. I don't know what to do. I missed Wednesday's video because I was so debilitated by these bites. And I just wanted to share with you this story and then give you a little insight, because you know that it's going to be more than just me sharing about the 100 chigger bites that I received. So, really briefly, went to the woods, had an awesome time with Brittany, stayed in the Winnebago. I just had a great time. No takesies backsies on my experience. It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. At one point, going camping, this was like 4 days ago now, we went into the woods and collected some firewood. And during that time, I'm pretty sure that we both picked up these chiggers, which are just a term used for this type of mite, which very common here in Texas where we are, especially during the summertime months. It's apparently one of the most common bites that you normally get in the woods, and most often people receive them around their ankles, like along your sock line or along the waistband. So we went into the woods, and I think that they were highly infested with these mites. And these mites kind of got all over us. But they didn't bite us quite yet, and we didn't know that they were there. They waited. And apparently this is the thing about chiggers, is they're sneaky. One, you can't really feel them when they're on you. Two, you don't really feel their bite. You only feel the aftermath of their bite. So I think that these dudes, lots of these dudes, were on our body and waited until we were asleep to really start doing their thing. And apparently, this is just all stuff that I read, so maybe you know more about chiggers than I do at this point, but apparently what these chiggers do is they eat your skin rather than like sucking your blood like a lot of bites, like fleas and mosquitoes. Chiggers eat your skin, and in order to do that, they inject an enzyme into your skin, which kind of like changes the consistency of it and makes it able to eat. We humans are not very good hosts for chiggers, or they would hang out on us for a lot longer, but they can hang out on humans for about 2 days. Most typically, they hang out for like 3 to 4 hours, is what I've read. So, they'll get on your body. This is what happened. They got on my body, a lot of them. I had no idea they were there. Went about my evening, had an awesome time, fire, food, cuddles, and then went to sleep. And during the night, I started feeling some sensations. And here's the other tricky thing about these guys. They don't just bite you like on your arm or on your back. They really love to bite you in your groin, in your armpits, behind your knees, anywhere where the skin is a little bit softer and they can get through, or anywhere where they can't penetrate a waistband or something like that. But I was sleeping naked, so they just crawled around for like 3 or 4 hours. They're like, oh, this area looks kind of nice. Oh, this area looks kind of nice. No, let's go inside of his belly button. No, let's go inside of his areas. Let's go in his armpits. That'll be nice and fun. So that's what they did. They just totally went in all the places that you really don't want anyone to go into and bite you. So it's a few days later now. It's like 4 days later, and I'm still really struggling with this mite bite situation. I, just for kind of fun, I don't know, fun with a question mark, I counted the bites that I have. I have 40 bites just down here. 40 bites just here. And in total, I have about 100 bites, give or take. If you've ever had a chigger bite, you know that this is not just like, oh, you got a little bug bite. It's so intense, and it goes in waves. At times, I'll be like, okay, like I think it's kind of getting better. And then 5 minutes will pass, and I'll just be like, oh my God, I want to get out of my skin. It's so overwhelming. And it's not pain, but it's painful. It's like emotionally and mentally exhausting and painful. Because of course you can't scratch these things, or you'd scratch your skin off. It never ends. The itchiness never ends, no matter how much you scratch it. And I have at this point tried a lot of different things. I've even tried Benadryl, which I never take anything like that, and it's probably been over a decade since I've had Benadryl. Thus, this brings me to a part of the point of this video, is to say that I normally put out videos on Wednesday, but I was so stoned on Benadryl and in so much pain in my skin that there was no way I could put out a video. I canceled a couple appointments with clients. I pretty much have just been getting in water, whether it's a hot shower or a cold river or putting some ice on my skin. I've been laying around a lot in air conditioning. And I've been saying to Brittany, like, hey, I'm in a lot of pain right now. Because sometimes it's just helpful to commiserate and to share how you're feeling. So yeah, I got chigger bites. Man, I got so many chigger bites. And here's the thing. Here's maybe, the moral of the story, or the silver lining, or whatever. It is a challenging situation to be covered in these bites. It also brings a lot of contrast. And obviously we don't want to be covered in bites. We don't need bites to know that we don't want to be covered in them. But sometimes it can be enlightening to have an experience that is really challenging. That it pretty much just comes from the external world, I think that we do create our reality. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I mean by that. I'm not talking about woo-woo stuff here, so stay tuned. But I do think that we create our reality, and what I mean by that mostly is how we're feeling emotionally, what we bring into the world. And we kind of can create our understanding of the world in that way. When you get like 100 chigger bites, that's pretty much purely external. You didn't really create that emotionally. It just kind of happened. And, maybe energetically you put something out there and you got some feedback from the universe, and so this thing happened. But, let's just nix that for a second and say, like, hey, sometimes weird stuff happens like that, You get a flat tire, you get 100 chigger bites. These things, they just kind of, who knows why, but they just kind of happen. But sometimes these things happen, and we have an opportunity here. We have an opportunity to create our reality from this place. Okay, so you got 100 chigger bites. You don't feel like you had any control over that. I'm kind of talking to myself right now, by the way. And it's challenging, and you're in a tough spot. Well, how can you make it feel as good as it could possibly feel? And that's the space where you have the power. From right here in your heart system and right here in your mind, this powerful beast of a mind that we all have, we have the power to say, this is happening for me, rather than this is happening to me. This is happening for me. What do I want to make from it? What do I want to create? How do I want to feel? How do I want to be? How do I want to move forward? It's been really challenging. Seriously, this has been one of the more challenging external situations that I've had come up in quite a while. And I can feel the contrast. And this is one element that this experience has brought that I think is really precious. I love my body so much. I love being healthy. I love being in my skin and playing. I love everything that my body gives to me. It's so amazing. I put a lot of time and energy and love into this physical body of mine. And the feedback, the positive feedback that I get from it day to day to day is phenomenal and awesome. And right now I'm having some contrast. This physical body is having some sensations that are truly uncomfortable and in some ways, debilitating. I'm not able to do everything that I know that I could do without these bites. But in that contrast, I'm able to have more gratitude and more clarity on what most of my life consists of, which is a mite bite free body. So we can have these external situations come up and provide us immediately contrast, show us what we really want in life and what we can find a lot of gratitude for having most of the time in life. I think the other element here, the other element that I received from this experience was slowing down, putting everything on hold, and really taking care of me and what I need in this exact moment. I have to tell you, I really want to share with you guys, and with you, Monkey, that I've been feeling some things the last couple of weeks. For the most part, I just feel so good about life, you know, but I feel things sometimes, and I think recently I've been feeling a little lost in what I want to do with YouTube and what I want to do with my business, and am I putting enough energy into this? Should I be putting more energy into this? Am I getting the feedback, the response that I really desire? Am I being myself? Am I sharing from a really authentic place? Am I connecting with you, the audience, in a way that I really want to? And these questions have been feeling a little challenging. They've been feeling a little challenging, and that is my reality. That's not something external that just kind of happened to me. That's really a brew, a concoction that's happening inside of me. And it's been feeling a little challenging, and I've been feeling a little bit lost and a little confused and been questioning, and I've experienced a little heartache. And this time with these bites has actually created this space where it's allowed for deeper reflection. It's allowed me to slow down, to kind of stop my normal routine, to check in with myself, and to reevaluate what is truly important to me. And if you've ever had these really tough times, not that this is like the end of the world tough times for me, but it is challenging. And if you've had challenging times, there tends to be this potent clarity that we find. Not all the time, but I think that we've experienced this from challenging times. This potent clarity of feeling what is truly important to us. This motorcycle just rode by with music blasting, and I cut out that chunk because I didn't want to have issues with YouTube picking up music in this video. I think that we've had these times. We've all kind of experienced sometimes heartache or challenges, these spaces that feel uncomfortable. They can yield really beautiful and positive results, and I think part of that is simple contrast. I feel a lot of gratitude for where I'm at. This time has really helped me get into that space of gratitude, and I'm getting what feels like more clarity on what I want to do with YouTube, with my business, with connecting with you and the rest of the world, you know, day-to-day connection. I really want to be me, more of me, every moment. And I think we can feel like we are being entirely ourselves. And then, but we are like constantly unfolding, constantly growing. And so it makes sense that at times we feel like a little lost, and we need to check back in and be like, oh gosh, maybe I've upgraded. Maybe I've upgraded, and now it's time for me to upgrade and bring more of me into the world. And I think that's what's happening. I think I'm just at an upgrade. And it probably didn't need to take 100 bites, 100 chigger bites for me to say that out loud. But honestly, I think it was the impetus for me creating this video. And this is just raw, like me chilling with you and Monkey and being as much myself as I could possibly be in this area. And it feels a little vulnerable, it feels a little scary, and it feels also really good. So much love to you. This guy on this motorcycle is about to cruise by again, and I think I'm just gonna leave it there. I love you so much. Thank you so much for everything that you've shared with me in the comments and with the positive feedback I get on Facebook and Instagram. I'll check in with you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey guys, just wanted to check in with you real quick at the end of this video and remind you about my 30 days program. Monkey recently did it and he is full of self-love. This is a great program. It's a 30-day program full of emails, meditations, exercises, videos. Check it out, thrivingminimalist.com. If you have any questions, you can contact me at any time regarding the program or setting up a therapy or coaching session with me. Thanks for the support. Much love. Bye-bye.